It's Ronnie Ramsey here. I became a Christian when I was 17 years of age. I knelt down at the side of my bed and I remember saying to Jesus, Lord, I want you to come into my life. I want you to take away my sin. And Lord, I want this to be real. I don't want to be a hypocrite. And I'd say that night I knew Jesus had saved me. And you know, when you're a Christian, it's not always easy. It's not plain sailing. In 1995, I was hit with a real tsunami. My marriage had broken down. I felt so isolated. I felt so alone. And, you know, when I was praying to God, I asked, Lord, just come and reveal yourself to me. And He gave me a lovely portion of Scripture. It was in Mark chapter 4, and most of you will know it. It is about when Jesus was in the boat with the disciples, and the disciples, great storm came. The disciples were rowing as hard as they could, and they could get nowhere. And they went and woke Jesus up and says, Master, you not care that we perish? And Jesus says, why are you fearful? And He stood up and He spoke those words, peace, be still. And there was a great calm. You know, that wee portion of Scripture became very precious and very dear to me. And one Sunday, while sitting in church, I was really finding it difficult. I didn't have the children with me, and I felt so alone and so isolated. And I prayed to God. I said, Lord, I just need a wee word from you this morning. And the Reverend Lewis was preaching, and he got up and he says, the sermon I was going to preach, I'm not preaching this morning. God has told me I have to speak on Mark chapter 4. And it was my wee portion of Scripture about peace, be still. And you know how precious Jesus became to me. That Jesus was interested in me and He cared for me. And you know, just thank God for that wee portion of Scripture. But a few weeks later, I came across a lovely hymn, and it spoke to my heart and my life and to my soul. The anchor holds. And it just summed up how I was feeling. The ship was getting battered. The sails were rent and torn. But the anchor holds. And that anchor's Jesus. And I found that it was so true. When the waves hit you, when the winds come, the storms of life, your face, what's your anchor? Is your anchor Jesus? Because I proved Jesus to be my anchor. When the difficulties and the trials came, my anchor held, despite of the storm. And I pray as you listen to the words of this hymn, that your anchor is Jesus. Every other anchor will fail you. Jesus won't. My anchor is Jesus, is yours. I pray you'll enjoy the singing of this hymn, and may God bless you.
I have journeyed through the long dark night, out on the open sea. By faith alone, sight unknown, and yet His eyes were watching me. The anchor holds, though the ship is battered. The anchor holds, though the sails are torn. I have fallen on my knees as I face the raging seas. anchor holds in spite of the storm. I've had visions, I've had dreams, I've even held them in my hand, but I never knew they would slip right through like they were only grains of sand. The anchor holds, though the ship is battered. The anchor holds, though the sails are torn. I have fallen on my knees as I face the raging seas. The anchor holds in spite of the storm. I have been young, and I am older now, and there has been beauty that these eyes have seen. But it was in the night, through the storms of my life. Oh, that's where God proved His love to me. And the anchor holds, though the ship